Hey, what's up guys, welcome to another video. It's going to be something completely different and new this time. I'm trying my best to increase viewership for my reviews. So I've completely revamped them. It's not going to be me just looking through a wiki page. It's going to be something a lot different. And luckily I know a lot about these units, so I don't really have to do that anyways. They did get some buffs, some people got more buffs than others. But so let's go ahead and jump into the review. This is what it's going to start looking like from now on. This is just the prototype for now, and we'll have something better looking in the future, but for now this is what we've got. So, Vivi, all in all, is now going to be just mainly a finisher because his chaining is weak, but he has a lot of benefits even if you want to use him as a chainer. He has 6 turns on quadcast. That's pretty long. That's pretty good. Plus his chaining moves give modifiers, so that's already pretty good. The only buff that he really got though was DWA instead of CW, so not really a big buff, guys. Not really a big buff. This has 3 elements, technically 4 with Doomsday, so technically 4, but I'm talking about the 3 elements that you can chain with. And he has 100% True Dual Wield and TDH, so that's pretty good as well. Now the cons. Yes, I wrote low in perils there, but his lump burst does give him 120%. I think if you max it, hold on. I don't remember if you have to max it or not. Yeah, you have to max it to level 30 to get 120% perils on his lump burst, which is fine. And he only has 30% HP passively, so it's a little on the low side. He's a little squishy. But all in all, most people are probably only using him for Doomsday and Dark Visions, so Dark Visions he gets A+. In the normal meta he gets like a B. And you guys know how I am. This is one of my favorite games, I'm still being down the middle. I'm not being biased. This is me not being biased. He needs to get to B because he's average. He's not going to be the strongest chainer in the game, he's going to be one of the best finishers in the game. But like, he has very niche situations where you would need that kind of thing. So, with that in mind, A+ for Dark Visions, B for normal. Moving on. Freya, she's the strongest Dragoon in the game up to this point until Sid gets his lane abilities and Fang comes out and all that kind of good stuff. But for now, she's the best. 200% TDH, that's really accessible for everybody. She does have a cooldown, and also her limp burst gives modifier buffs to her jump moves. So, just like I made my spotlight video on her just a few days ago, you need to use the cooldown and you need to use the limp burst in order to have the most successful jump. And 300% plus her TMR ability for jump damage is pretty damn good. Now if you make her True Dual Wield, it's going to be a lot harder, but you can equip Kamari's STMR instead for a lot more jump damage and stuff like that. And the only con that I can think of is that she only can single cast her chaining, so she casts it one time and then jumps. No matter if she's dual wielding or not, it only casts it one time. And I proved this in my older, I think I proved it anyways, in my older Freya video a long time ago, so there's that. Unfortunately, she just isn't able to chain very well. The modifying the chaining, it just won't be that much. And you're not going to be using 2 of her, no way. I can't think of any situation where you would use 2, and barely any situations where you use 1. Unless you change your team around to be able to fit her in. Because otherwise it's just... So, she didn't get very many buffs, she got her TMR buffed, that was basically it. Which was fine because her TMR was absolute dog shit until... Oops, I'm not supposed to swear, am I now? Apparently YouTube doesn't let me swear anymore, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't catch it. Steve, I'm winking, you can't see it. Anyways, she'll be the best, Dragoon for a long time, but gotta be non-biased. So, what situations would you allow her to be in your team? Exactly, they're not exactly like I'm proving a point, just when exactly can you bring her to a trial? And that's a really hard question to answer because it depends on your team. If you don't have the right units, you will not be able to bring her along because she just will be a burden and not be able to perform the best of her ability, because that's, you're bringing 3 DPS along with two chainers and also her as a finisher. So how are you going to put her in? Most trials need 2 tanks. Most trials need a healer. So it's a little on the rough side, but another thing that I'll give kind of as a con is that she doesn't have dual cast, so she can't really even use any of other abilities. She doesn't have time to use any of other abilities. She has a heal, a pretty big heal. She can't really use it because it just takes too much time out of her rotation to use it. So there's that. That being why, let's move on, shall we? Finally, my boy Zidane. So, first of all, he's one of the other units in the game that can use 2 Mirage AoE. Not like how Kamari is being used because of that situation. Also, he got buffed. Instead of 6 turns, he has 10 turns on his triple cast, which is absolutely crazy. Now you can, keep it up and not have to use this numbers for very long. Not as often, because it does a little bit of damage, but not a lot of damage. So it's pretty good. And also he has access to Wind Imbue and Wind Imperil by 120%. Not in the same move, unfortunately, but 120% Imperils on access is pretty good, even for this point in the game. And most units are eventually going to start having this Imperil number. And some of the cons, he needs to use his own burst in order to get going. So if he dies, and then you gotta use Lump Burst, and then you gotta use your Wind Imbue and Wind Imperil and stuff all over again. And his mod boosts. He's a very intricate unit, and you have to do everything in place to make him good. And he's stuck with one element, so if anything's wind resistant or wind absorbing, then you can't even use him. Unless you just ignore the wind element entirely and you just equip a different weapon onto him. That's the power of true dual wield. So there you go with that. Basically, for him, you need to use his Lump Burst, and then you need to use Wind Imbue and Wind Imperil, and also the attack buff cooldown. And then you need to use his sequential edge, and then you can use his other moves, which is I think it's the one that you want to use is Mayo Twister or Free Energy. No, I think Mayo Twister is the one that I used, but I think Free Energy is also pretty good. It's all the same, really. It's all good damage. So yeah, so Zidane got pretty damn good buffs, just not enough to make him like top tier, just top tier. So he's around, I think, the duo units level in terms of damage because of his 10 turns on triple cast. He can keep going for a very long time, which is very nice, I'd say. For Dark Visions, he gets like a B+, because remember, like I said, you have to use his Lump Burst to get going on triple cast, whereas other units don't really have to have that kind of situation. And he really only excels with wind, unless you just, like I said, you can equip a different weapon, different element onto him. That's fine. You just won't be able to really contribute to it much. He takes a long time to get going. Depends on what Dark Visions we get. If we get the one that still has turn count, then he's not going to be nearly as good as someone who can burst on turn 1 or turn 2. and in regular, he gets the A because 120% win in peril is pretty damn good. His burst is not as big of a drawback as it would have been. Sorry for the sniffling line. Everything is going bad right now for me. Everything is going bad. So I apologize for that. Anyways, final thoughts on Zidane. Very, very good chainer. Just has some small limitations and restrictions like wind helmet, unless you like equip a different weapon. Which are not very many situations where you want to do that other than for like dark visions, really, I think. But him being true to wield is definitely a benefit because now you can equip other weapons and things of that nature. And his STMR is very much a staple for most units anyways, so there's that. Anyways, I think that's gonna wrap it up for you guys. I think that's done. I think we're all done. We didn't have to look through a wiki page or anything. So with that in mind, let me know what you guys think. We have some words on the screen and stuff now for you guys. A lot of people said they wanted to see that instead of hear my voice, I guess. I know it's really boring to hear me. So let me know what you guys think about the revamp. If it's bad, if it's good, you just want to go back to the other way. The other way wasn't as, I don't know if it's working because the other way I just wasn't getting any attention on YouTube at all. Hopefully this way is going to be better. Thanks for watching, guys. If you watched all the way through, type in hashtag free energy. Hashtag free energy is the keyword for the name of this video. Please let me know down below in the comments some feedback. What do you think? Is it bad? Is it worse? Is it kind of in the middle? Does it still need some work? Let me know. Remember, guys, this is just the prototype. There will be a better version coming down the road. See you guys in the next one. Peace.